Hi everyone, welcome back to the stream. We've arrived midway through this epic 1v1 between Alt F4 and our Andy, playing as the Red Cortex pieces. But yeah, this game's been kind of crazy. I had to catch up to this point right here. Looks like playing on Titan Duel. Alt F4 is got these bots out. He's going for a bombing run right here. I think the game might be over fairly quickly, but we'll have to see. There is some. I might have to end up going back and casting this because there's some pretty epic like D-guns and like exchanges and trades and some crazy back and forth. But yeah, we've arrived at near what appears to be the end. We'll see. Yeah, what is this? How do you stop 8 bombers? I mean, he's got the build power. He's spamming lashers. The air scout comes in. Okay, first bombing run comes out. Doesn't really take out too much. But it's this next one I'm a little bit worried about. It's like Alt F4's commander just chilling over here. Second bombing run comes in, takes out a lot of the wins. Knocks Andy down to 300 energy per second here. And still these bombs coming out. Okay, gonna even take out the solars. Got this fight here in mid. Some maces getting repaired up by the commander and a con. Can do fairly well against these medium tanks in like low enough numbers, right? But sitting underneath the twin guard is not ideal. Here comes Andy's commander. Yeah, he's gonna tap out. GG. Gunships sniping mexes. Clearing out LOTs. Yeah, that was a crazy game. I'm gonna have to come back and cast this because kind of breezing through, catching up to the replay was kind of insane. But we've got the who's who of spectators here. Look at this. Dear God. Reclaim Resbot. Facing the Sun. Teddy. Easy Red. Meowland. And Daywalker. I haven't seen him on in a while. Maybe he'll register for the Alpha Cup. So if you are hyped, let me know in the comments section. Leave me a chat. Like the video. Going to be played on April 12th. I can throw the challenge link in the chat. You do have until Friday to sign up. So let me put this in here. Alpha Cup number 5. Here's a link to sign up. You can also see who's registered. It's like we have, oh gosh, can you? I'll be in the queue, right? But like, come on, Trip. Do us a favor. Okay. Calvin Mocho. Good to see you, man. He says, if you pick enemies calm with transport in 1v1, is that an instant win? No, this is not TA. So you cannot do that. But it's a good question. So I'm assuming you played TA in the past. Looks like Inda Club's asking me, let me spec one and then next one after this game. Okay, I'll DM on the side in Discord. We're loading into this match. Shoot him a message here. Where is Inda Club? All right. I know I messaged him pretty recently. There we are. All right. So they're playing on a Cetus Crack. Can't say I'm a big fan of this map. I have been adjusting to it though. I had like a terrible win rate on this map, and I think I kind of tidied it up a little bit. Just don't go for the air transition too quickly. I was like trying to secure these plateaus. Wasn't really strictly necessary. And really not committing to vehicles, so trying to just get fancy with it, and wasn't quite working out for me. So these two players loading into the match. Let me just confirm all after this. Ooh. So what, some things to look forward to. So of course the tournament's coming up on the 12th. We'll play down to the round of 4. And on Sunday we'll return at the same time. What is it like? I want to say 11 GMT, but that might not be right. Don't quote me on that. I believe the information is in the Discord link or the challenge link I posted as far as what times the tournament starts on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, but we'll be playing down from the round of 4 to a finals on Sunday. Should be pretty hype. Got a nice array of casters. Yeah, these guys are like not loading into the game. Have a nice array of casters to join us. Who's playing? Was it Kuchi might join us? I know Zhao, I think once he gets eliminated, might join us. We got LDM, of course. Brightworks. Might even get Sashcorn, and I'll reach out to him and see. Andy's coming on. Don't know if I said him or not, but yeah, he wasn't able to play this weekend, upcoming weekend, so he's going to be casting. So pretty hype. He's got a lot of depth of knowledge. Game ended for me. Okay. All right, I guess we're gonna start. That was kind of a weird bug. Haven't seen that before. Now, maybe y'all know more than I do, but if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna be doing like a balance tweak right before the tournament. Okay, Calvin asked, what place do I think I'm coming in? Calvin, I'm actually not playing this season, so just wanted to focus on organizing and running the tournament, making sure it goes off well, and you all are delivered the highest quality event we can get. So I would very much enjoy the competition and playing, but I think it's just for the best, so I can make sure things go smoothly. But I will be playing in the next season of the BPL, so can look forward to that. Hoping to make a deeper run than last time. Try and make it to the round of 8. So that'd be my goal for next season. So it took me a while to qualify for the round of 16, actually. So here we are. A seed is cracked. Lodier's opening arm bots. Nothing surprised. Alt F4 opening arm bots as well. Interesting spawning location, actually. You don't really see this too often. I'm wondering if he's been adjusting to the new meta, pawn versus pawn, and just thinks this is a little more comfortable position to expand and defend from. So classic Alt F4 is actually opening 2 ticks first. Kind of receive some coaching on this. It's like, I think it's always better to go con first. Maybe y'all can disagree with me and, you know, let me know what you think, but I mean, your units get to the other side of the map pretty slowly, right? Like, so take a look, like the ticks even like cross the midpoint somehow at the same time. Maybe because Alt F4 is a little bit farther back from Bloodier's starting position. Yeah, but he went con first and then the ticks crossed each other at the same point in the middle of the map. So I guess you're already kind of put at a bit of a disadvantage. Okay, so this is Warcraft C Disco. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get Andy to come on with us. Let me orchestrate this real fast. Let me zoom out. Go to Discord, tourney casting. Okay. Just trying to get Andy in here for us, so he's gonna jump on. So while we're waiting, we have this con turret finishing. I'm expecting Alt F4 to move out with his commander fairly quickly after this, because you end up running out of metal. Yeah, see, he's like stalling on metal pretty hard right now. There he is. Okay, so we got Andy. I'm gonna pull him up to the channel. Hey Andy, how's it going, man?
Hey dude.
Hey. Yeah, make sure you're turned up correctly, but yeah, of course I'm streaming, right? So I guess that's why you reached out. I'm
That's
not
what
sure.
I say.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, so I was excited to cast this match. I haven't seen many of Alt F4's recent games, but It seems like the balance patch would have helped him. That's just kind of what my intuition's telling me. I mean, I guess you all just played a pretty crazy game.
Yeah. Although I'm disappointed in my own play recently, I just don't seem to be as sharp as I normally am.
Hmm.
Don't know why that is.
Anything specific come to mind, or is it just kind of a little bit of here, a little bit here and there? Or...
I don't know. Maybe age is just catching up with me. Who knows?
yeah, yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah. Notice Daywalker was in the spectator list. Is he shown interest in playing in the Alpha Cup, or I know he doesn't really play too much anymore.
I'm not sure if he'd be in the Alpha Cup now. I think
Yeah.
he's not a fan of the 10-hour days and such.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why we end up changing up the format a little bit. I don't know if you remember or played in last year's Alpha Cup, but I think you did. But yeah, it was a grind for sure.
I'm gonna test.
So what are your thoughts then, Nick? Since you're not playing in this season, who do you think's gonna make it to like top 3, maybe in no particular order?
Well, I think in general, the last few months the standard in 1v1's gone up quite a bit. Not just like on the like top level of players, but I think overall there's a lot more high quality players recently.
Yeah.
Don't know if you feel that too.
Yeah, and I would specifically say like those D&E boys, been really grinding 1v1s a lot and have improved a lot too. So those specifically, those players come to mind. And then of course, like we've had an influx of like FAF players, of course. Like I think Blodir's been practicing 1v1s, it seems. So definitely on the high end too, some skill increase. So it's really cool to hear. And I'm really excited for this tournament, like on the new balance patch, right? And like you said, players are just practicing and playing a lot better than compared to last season, so should be pretty hype.
Be interesting to see. Well, you asked me about my top 3. I'd say it's probably going to be Gisato, X Factor, Autopilot. 3 of those. I think they're my standout candidates.
Yeah.
But then there's a bunch of other players who are all capable of taking games off those. You got your Teddies, Bloodiers, Ubilators.
Yeah, exactly.
Yourself, if you're playing?
No. I would like,
casting?
yeah, I'm just casting and like emceeing it. So I would like to play, but I figured it'd just be best to make sure, things go smoothly and got a proper admin. I've tried doing that before for the BPL and it gets a little hairy, but yeah, I just want to make sure things go well.
Yeah, it always feels smoother if the guy running it is also not playing.
Kind of sus. So I was talking to one of my friends, like IRL friends, and he actually said he was gonna donate $200 to the prize pool. So that would actually double it from 2 to 400. So I haven't really made that announcement yet. So got I guess a proper purse here at the end. I think that's, I mean, that seems pretty good for like a crowdsourced or open source free to play RTS. So
who knows, when people hear about other people making donations, they might want to join in too.
Right. So you've had a chance to play on this new balance patch. Is there anything you like or dislike about it?
Well, the first likes is that ARM is a viable race to play now. Well, it's a lot more even now between the two.
Yeah.
Well, maybe possibly even ARM favored now. But even that's a bit of a refreshing change from all the grunt v grunts we've seen.
Right.
What I dislike is, I think if you do go core bots, the grunts versus ARM bots matchup is still playable. You can still kite around. You've got less margin for error than you had.
Yeah, a lot less.
I think there's still it's a more fair matchup now. The only issue I don't like is if you get grunts into incisors, it's very difficult.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that because I don't think I've even seen like grunts versus incisors because of the prevalence of arm, of course. But
Hmm.
um, that was tough to deal with before the patch, and I'm assuming it's even worse now that they actually have a proper amount of line of sight to, pick and choose when to make engagements.
Yeah, I played a game against Bloodair about an hour ago. I was grunts and he was incisors, and as soon as we had our first kind of clash of armies, it was just over.
Hmm.
Nothing I could do.
I've often speculated that if you are in that kind of matchup, core bots versus core vehicles, like grunts versus incisors, it's like you kind of have to go Shuri's like super quick, like even like reclaim your bot lab as soon as you have like a decent army and like try and take an engagement that way. But it's an uphill battle for sure playing that
Yeah, you
matchup.
have to find something funky to do for sure.
Yeah,
But I think because of that, we're going to see an arm-dominated tournament. I think very few people will be risking core, and if they do go core, it'll be vehicles.
right, right. Yeah, incisors seem to do fairly well against pawns, but
Yeah, but I think that's a matchup that's playable for both sides.
right, right. Something else I've noticed is be because there's so much like skirmishing going around the map, and like I mean we can kind of see it here. There's like little wrecks everywhere. I'm speculating that like resbots actually got a slight buff or become more useful than they already were. Of course, they were like S tier unit, right? But now
Hmm.
because there's little skirmishes everywhere, it's going to be even more important to get these units out and leverage that 200 build power.
Hmm. Definitely.
Classic Alt F4. He's got his I think this is about time. Yeah, he moves into this really elaborate build queue, right? Like pawns, ticks, resbots, maces, centurions, right?
He's executed the program.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty. It's. I think we were having this discussion in the Discord, right? It's like Eno is like budget Alt F4, but like Alt F4, you know what he's doing, you know what he's gonna do, and you still lose to it, right? So it's just like, um, I mean, he's very annoying to play against, which makes him a good opponent, right? Of course.
Funny thing is, I've seen him playing a bit of core the last few days, and it's like, dude, you played ARM for 2 years while it was shit.
Yeah. While you play Cortex, yeah.
Enjoy it while you can now.
Yeah, yeah. I just casted a replay of his kind of to post on YouTube, and it's like I was hoping to see him play ARM bots and he play Cortex vehicles. I was like, okay, well this is, I ended up it was a great game by the way, but yeah, just maybe he wants that range or something like that. He wants to practice it, but yeah, like you said, it's like he has the experience from practicing ARM bots when they were super weak. So now I just feel like he like took the training weights off, something like that. Just leveled up by nature of the balance patch.
Maybe he's one of these guys who enjoys the struggle. Now it's meta and decent. He's
Right,
not as interested.
right. We'll have to see. I'm expecting him to do better in recent recent tournament performances. Like I've always rooted for Alt F4 and like BPL and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see how well he's able to play, in that like tournament setting. Now that I guess the balance is in his favor.
Mm. Any matchups you're looking forward to in Alpha Cup?
I would really like to see the Brazilian man get taken down. So I guess anyone who gets, I think if it was X Factor versus Chisato, I'd be definitely rooting for X Factor in that context. So that'd be a pretty sick rematch from last year's finals, right?
Regardless of who wins that, I'd really, I think that's the matchup I'd want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
You got Chisato, who's been kind of unchallenged in 1v1 tournaments until last time when he couldn't compete.
Right.
There was at BPL, and X Factor won that quite, looking very strong. So it's the question is, has the level increased enough now that Chisato is just a mere mortal?
I, I, If I was to bet on it, I would say so, because like he didn't participate in last season. I don't really think he's been, not that he needed to practice 1v1s, but he seems to kind of not been tryharding, like even at 8v8s, so to speak. So he might not even be the favorite to win. I'd say probably X Factor might be the favorite to win the tournament. What about you? Is there, besides that, obvious, finals rematches, or any fellow pro players you'd be
I
wanting
think
to see?
Autopilot's got a real chance to take the whole thing.
He plays really well, like just it, and I always recommend players kind of study him if they want to improve. And he seems so solid in like the mechanics, the macro side of things.
Yeah, I think his ceiling is really high, like much higher than mine, for example. And he's just been improving consistently now for the last year. It's
Yeah,
just when will
absolutely.
it stop? When
Yeah,
will he peak? And at the moment, it's just keeps going.
I remember
Exciting to see.
sometime last year, like playing autopilot in practice games and ladder and stuff like that. It's like we'd like trade games, and like at some point he just leveled up, and I just like can't take a game off him anymore. Was I mean it's cool to see, right? I mean I don't really mind it too much, because at the end of the day, like when we arrive at the Alpha Cup or something, a big tournament, it's like, well, I get to see great players compete and play, and it doesn't have to be me. I don't have to be. What am I saying here? It's just cool to see the pool of great players increasing and the depth of play increasing, right? And it just
Yeah,
makes for
definitely.
like better as a spectator, right? So I really enjoy that. So kudos to him for improving so much. Haven't really been paying attention to this game too much. Kind of hard to keep track of everything, but take a look at the main bases here. Alt F4 has made that air transition, I believe. Yeah, so vehicles from Blodeer. Yeah, actually, when I first loaded into this match, or on this map, I was saying how I kind of struggled with it for a while. Do you have any thoughts, like on the Cetus crack, or like how you like to approach it? Because I think it's kind of it's like deceptively difficult to play on in some regards. But I don't know. Can you share your thoughts on it? And
Yeah, I guess the one distinctive feature is this big crack down the middle. So you have to have like good army positioning. I think that's a big part of it, because you can easily get caught out if you're out of position. Kind of repositioning to defend a certain lane can take a long time.
mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very tactical, strategical map. So I quite like it in that regard.
Mm-hmm. There's been some discussion in the Discord about 1v1 maps in general. Whether or not there's some kind of happy medium between small maps or big macro maps, right? And I guess the point is players are making is like 1v1s kind of all look the same, which I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Ben? It's like, are 1v1s in a good spot, or should things change? Is it a function of the maps? Is it a function of the balance?
I think it's a function of the maps mostly, because you do get different styles of games depending on the maps. So like if you played Ravaged or Zed, you'd get a very different standard game from like playing Canis or Isidis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think maps and map pools can play a big role in that kind of thing.
Is there a map size that you're most comfortable on, or enjoy watching or playing on maps of a certain size? Like,
Whereas as everyone improves and gets better at multitasking, I'm finding the smaller maps I have more of a chance on personally. I've always liked maps like Ravaged, Red Comet,
mm-hmm.
kind of like big enough to still have lots of raiding and tactical stuff, but you don't need to be all over the place.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting to hear you say. Maybe I was a little presumptuous in thinking that higher level players liked playing on bigger maps more, but it's like, because like, yeah, I mean, you mentioned like like Ravaged and Zed compared to Acetus and Canis. And like, I would consider Acetus and Canis more like medium-sized maps. And like truly large maps we might have in the pool would be like Hades Pond, Arkham Cats Valley, Pond Retreat, you know.
Funnily enough, I do have a soft spot for Hades Pond.
Yeah, it's a great map, and I like playing 1v1s on it, but perhaps that,
Mhm.
you know, plays into players' conception of 1v1s just being like the first 10 minutes are pretty much all the same, right? On these large macro maps where it's just, oh, we have to expand to all these locations and there's some light skirmishing here and there, but generally it looks all the same, right? As you're splitting the map in half. Whereas those smaller maps like Zed, excuse me, Ravaged, right? It's like they arrive at their peak or something like much sooner, right? And that expansion phase is over much more quickly, and then you might have what players might call like that skill expression, and where their decisions are actually coming into play, right?
Mhm.
What strategy they go for, what units they make, right? Where they choose to put their commander, stuff like that. So, something I'm
Those
willing to.
commanders.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh. So I was just gonna say that Ubi's commander looks in danger here.
Nah, he's got D-gun, right? Wait. Okay, maybe he has a danger. Wow. Was he ahead there? Sorry, I wasn't really paying attention to the game too much, but like, I mean, yeah.
Economically, yeah, it was. I think if that push didn't work out for Blood Era, it was game over.
Battle ended.
He was still on tier 1, while Ubi was comfortably onto tier 2 with a nice eco lead.
It can be tough to navigate. I'm sure you know quite well navigating the that transition from T1 to T2 in the 1v1 context, and kind of how vulnerable you can actually be investing all that metal and resources in those units. Indie Club asked me for some games here, but if these two players jump out, I wouldn't mind just watching another game with you.
I'll just have to be back in a couple of minutes. I think Doug wants to go out to the toilet.
Yeah, yeah.
Gabby.
Turn up this music volume for you guys. I guess we can play Indie Club. Yeah. I'll host a match. We'll come back to here, right? I'll play on the EU server for him. There he is. Okay. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna scoot the mic out of the way so I can actually play. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the cast. If you can, hit the like button. Let's see, Adian Not showed up. Oh, didn't see you there. Saw Randy 1v1 with Ragna on Gasbag Gaggins. Didn't you make that map, Adian? Sorry, Aiden? Aiden Not? I've yet to make an episode with map makers. I think that'd be cool to kind of bring them on and like have them explain like the process of making maps and all that, but or what their thought process is in making ones. This one, okay. Pick Alpha map.
I'm back.
Hey, so I'm gonna just 1v1 in the club here real quick. I might jump back in that lobby with all the guys in it, but he asked me for a match, so I'll just entertain him real fast. You can hang out if you want, but I can always ask you to jump back on once I'm finished with this.
I might take my dogs out now. Before it gets too late.
Yeah, right on. Well, I'll catch you in a few minutes then.
Yeah, good luck in your games.
Yeah, thanks.
It's another nice thing about upcoming tournament. There's always loads of 1v1 lobbies to get games from.
Yeah, right.
I think when I logged on, there was 4 different lobbies with like decent games going. Beautiful.
That's the lobby system, man. I love it.
Anyway, catch you later.
See ya. Yeah, Andy definitely a great player. I really enjoy hearing his insights into the game. So he should be coming back on the Alpha Cup stream, right? I'm not sure exactly when he's going to be available, but I would definitely be on the lookout for him casting some matches. So what do we do here? Let me turn the camera zoom back up. We were using that to lower that to cast, but we'll just play standard. Standard here, I think. I could try playing vehicles, but I don't know if that's really strictly necessary. I'm trying to speculate. What would Inda Club do here? He's been playing a lot of vehicles actually, so if he plays armed vehicles, I wouldn't mind playing Cortex too hard, but I mean the pawns are really strong, so I don't know if I should just deviate from what I think is, you know, strong and good. But we'll do a standard open here. I still need to make that video on like opens after that conversation with Baldric and like what resource you actually optimize at the start of the game. He says it's energy. I still think it's metal, but we'll do some playtesting just to kind of share our thoughts on that. Okay, yeah, wind was below 15, so we made the 2 wins before the 3rd max. Low wind favors tick open, so maybe I should play some ticks here. We'll see if it goes back up. Yeah, it looks like it's trending back up, so I'll just stop with the 3rd wind and then go right into the lab. So go con, 3 ticks, con, 3 ticks, 3 pawns, con, bunch of pawns. Okay. Okay, I gotta get focused here. I turn the music down a little and then the sound up. Sorry if that doesn't really translate to the stream. I need to fix my audio settings so you guys can hear like the sound effects a little better. Okay. Yeah, see, he's playing vehicles again. Okay.
Low power.
How did that tank get back here? Oh my gosh. Not really see that coming. Yeah, I have no idea how he snuck that tank back there. Kind of wild. That's not good.
Radar lost. Low power.
Oh, I hit K. Oh man, feels bad. I tried cloaking there, but I guess I didn't hit K,
Battle
and then I couldn't
ended.
click cloak. Should have felt kind of ahead there. He had a couple nice D guns and like the self Ds on the LOTs. So that was well played. I guess I'll play one more match. Feels bad. Onyx Cauldron? God, I hate this map. Okay, I'll play. I think I know how to open on this map now. That's what I get though for trying to get some risky D guns off, but maybe I should have just kept spamming D guns there, not clearing out the units instead of like trying to cloak and pull back.
Please choose your starting location.
Okay, so on the left, yeah, that was good. There was a couple times I just blundered my units like into his commander or like where his commander was. Like that one part on the left side where I went like this way and then down. Because like his units were chasing me and he just kind of ran me right into his commander. So that was pretty good. I'm wondering if I should have just committed and like ran behind his base. So I've seen this thing where he likes to run like this and like be really aggressive with the commander. So I'm wondering if that just means like make a few early LLTs or like Centurions even. Oh, I guess we're stuck here.
Battle started.
So wins up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can only produce 23 energy per second with the winds. Like even if it's at 29, like you're only ever getting 23. Not too sure about that, but well, we'll see. So winds goes to 1, right? I don't think we need the 4th one. We'll see. I'll just make it. Got me for the coffee. So we'll go red spot, 2 cons, or something like this. We are accessing a little bit of energy. Not the end of the world. I guess it's up to 10% now. That was with the fourth wind turbine we really didn't need, but yeah, let's just... We're still accessing quite a bit, actually. That's not too good. think Cortex, wow.
Aircraft spotted.
Oh, I reclaimed the wrong lab. That's not good.
Radar lost.
I'm a little worried about what he's doing, to be honest.
T2 unit detected.
Yeah, GG.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Yeah, okay, okay. Maybe he wants to play the next one, but I see this lobby's still going up, so I'm kind of tempted to jump in there. Let's see. Okay. We'll take a look here. What map does he want to play on? Crystallized plains. Okay.
Please choose your starting location.
All right, we still play arm here because Cortex is a little too difficult. I'm gonna tuck the mechs up a little bit and maybe protect it with some wins. So something like this. Yeah. I always get a little confused doing opens on this map because it's like you only do the one mech, so you don't need as much. Like your energy is higher at the start. You still need the same
Battle
amount,
started.
obviously, but you have a little more in the bank because you're only making the 500 energy max. So something like this, you can still get away with making the this like tucked up in the corner. I think that blocks ticks. I'm actually not too sure. Yeah, wind's still really good. Okay, so feel okay about this open. Man, losing that one match dropped me down a lot. Sucks losing to 43 OS players, but it is what it is. Okay.
Oh, what's that? It's not there. Oh, that's not good. What am I doing?
Low power.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Low power. Low power.
The 5 that you alerted me yesterday? Oh yeah, I already said that. Yeah, PC is going. I already asked Ryan a question and it seems like he just ran away. I saw him checking the app up, so I'll just ask you since you're here. So everything is good for the detail check now. Over here, I alerted Julia and Kurt to account, but I haven't seen them active teams yet. Yeah, but this one should be done too. Yeah. I was 13, so I know Florian was working on it today. It should be done. Wait. Yep. And then, actually, I do have one question because, yeah, this is the one I spoke on about because I think John Carothers, we make a comment here about thinking this three into definitely 8 items. And that belongs to this part file right here. And I just asked Ryan, like, is it okay if we just change that number without, like, the archive showing on the phone? Or do we want to file it and put the archive? That is my question. Yeah, I just wasn't know. I didn't know because we didn't mark it up in the art.
T2 unit detected.
Okay, yeah, but other than that stuff, it's all done. where the draw was. Yeah, so I went through and I had to like find all this RFI that the drawings that belong to this RFI and enter it in here. And that may take maybe like super low if you have like more than 100 RFI. Yeah, and then just kind of input all this into colors. Once you have the list of drawings, it's copy and paste. Well, sometimes I notice that the RFI is not working folders now. Oh, maybe they have another.
GG.
Enemy commander destroyed. Battle ended.
That's a tough game. All right. That's it for me, boys. Been about an hour. Gonna sign off here. So if you can, like the video, subscribe.